And for a young team, they have been so successful already. But having only won for the first time last year on the FIVB World Tour, this will be the first event that gives them real nostalgia of winning on the World Tour. Can they go back-to-back here? Can they emulate Ricardo and Emmanuel, the best team of all time on the World Tour? We're about to find out. Set one coming our way. Something to really look out for. Brouwer Meeuwsen serving so tough at the moment. Steep from Brouwer. Something that Andy Mole has talked about within the blocking sense of the game when playing against the Dutch is the ability for Brouwer to stay so high and go off the hands. That's steep from Brouwer, and it's a good start. The overall head-to-head is 8-2 in favour of the Dutch. Mole is the target early on for Brouwer Meeuwsen. Christian Sorum was served the whole way through the semi-final. In FIVB World Tour events, it's 6-2 in favour to the Dutch. And let's be honest, the Norwegians haven't lost many games in their World Tour history. So to lose 8 to one team is crazy. Anders Mole just jumping in on the angle. Be something to really look out for, the battle here between the Dutch and Anders Mole. There's an error. Quick start. These teams know each other well. A training camp at the school Top Volley in Norway earlier on in the season. The crowd just starting to come in here. But the crowd very much awake. It's exactly what we're talking about. Meeuwsen going off the top of Andy Mole, and potentially that might just frustrate Norway here. Speaking to the Beach Volley Vikings camp, very much about being slightly tired after a hectic World Championship. They're not showing signs of tiredness after a hectic World Championships. They've fired to the line, and Christian Sorum bounces it. Serving to the inside, Robert Meeuwsen chips to the line. It's a good look, and it's a nice off-speed swing, really. Brouwer Meeuwsen, who have had a lot of change this year. It's been a turbulent year for them. Coach Hannes has left the team. They've been together so long, since that 2013 World Championship. Ryan Numedor taking over the reins for the moment before Victor Anfilovs comes back into the setup. The Australian coach will be happy with what he's watching at the moment. Robert Meeuwsen looks as if he makes a really late dive. Major block. And an ace as well. Alexander Brouwer. Two in a row, surely not. Scooping it is Anders Mole. Oh, what a play. The level is crazy. The service pressure from the Netherlands is exactly what we thought it would be. Ferocious. Knocking the Norwegians out of system. Trying to work off the body as Mole, but waiting, going late. Good eyes from Meeuwsen. Caught cold though. Second time of asking. The crowd, incredible hit. It's been 20 years of beach volleyball fans connecting with the game here in Gstaad. They know what this sport is all about. Two missed serves in a row. All of the final four have won cowbells here in the past. Both teams can hear those golden cowbells ringing, though. Inside-out play from the Netherlands. Diving into the angle, and Asmal trying to come back to the line. Brouwer is taking so much angle there. And Asmal. It's a service pressure again, way out of system. Sorum! Shut down. This is Brouwer Meeuwsen playing their game against the Beach Volley Vikings, ripping it from the baseline. And it really does bring the big block of Robert Meeuwsen right into this game. It's been a hectic schedule for the Vikings, having gone from continent to continent, but that's another huge block from Robert Meeuwsen. 2 in a row. One on Christian Sorum. Second one on Anders Mol. That's one of the steepest angles we have seen all day. 2 in a row from Robert Meeuwsen, but not that time. Mol gets the better of it. Chasing the game here, Norway. That's one back though. Meeuwsen the target early on. A couple of immense blocks from Meeuwsen already, but Anders Mol made 9 in the semi-final. That's really a sign of where the game is going at the moment. Oleg Stoyanovsky, Julius Tola from Germany, Meeuwsen. Nikolai, all blockers of Andrew as well that can cause real problems for teams, but that's all about Christian Sorum, who's proved his worth time and time again on that left side, working away from the body. Great shots of Gstaad. Huge from Anders Mol. And it's get your own back time from the Norwegian. Robert Meeuwsen has had the better of the blocking game so far, but that is steep from Mol. We have a physical game on our hands here. That's delicate from Meeuwsen. 1 point game, nothing between the two, but what did we expect here? The tour has gone from Brazil to China, back to Europe. Vikings playing almost every single competition. We have a look at Christian Sorum and his passing against Evandro Bruno. Evandro, one of the most feared players in the world. There's the stats from the passing in that semi-final, 77% in system. The reason we're looking at that is because as this game goes on, we know that Brouwer and Meeuwsen are going to serve tough. So the passing of Sorum and Mol is something that we have to keep an eye on. We've seen already, as soon as Norway pass out of system, Robert Meeuwsen and his blocking capabilities really come into the game.
Let's go for the Netherlands! Let's go for Norway!
Both of these teams beaten in the World Championships by the young German side of Julius Toller and Clemens Wickler just last week. New team on the block from Germany, but they've been around for some time. They're just progressing really quickly. And for the German side to play in front of 12,000 people on home sand at a home World Championship in a final is really an experience that fans will never ever forget, nor will the players, but they didn't play this week. Two more established sides going head to head here. What are we watching? It's a block fest here in Gstaad. Anders Mol jumps back into the line. Brouwer going after the seam. Norway now take the lead. It's another one. 3 now from Anders Mol. Brouwer Meeuwsen. They love to hit the ball hard. But Mol is jumping into the cross court this time. Takes time away from Alex Brouwer. What even is this? It's a game played from a great height. Anders Mol going super late in his movements, making great shapes on the net. Sorum not being served as much as he was in that semi-final. Earlier on, Norway going after Robert Meeuwsen, but Meeuwsen found solutions. They've got 2 blocks on Brouwer. This time Brouwer just rolls wrist around the ball, finds the space. Charming starts to this game. Jump, float serve of Brouwer. Danger in their victory to make this final. Sorum, who just has potentially the best vision in world volleyball at the moment, sees the dive of Meeuwsen and pats the line. Still a 1-point game, and you'd imagine it'd stay this tight the whole way through. From the inside, Brouwer hammers the seam and takes Christian Sorum with him. Enticing stuff from Brouwer. That's a stinger for Sorum. Mol goes on the ball. Norwegian fans in the crowd for sure. Everyone talking about the Beach Volley Vikings over the past 12 months or so. Their quick rise to the top of world volleyball after winning here in Gstaad. Journey through Vienna, Hamburg, European champs in The Hague, and also Las Vegas was a fine run of Form 1. Be interesting to see if we ever see again the other Beach Volley Viking team of Hendrik Mol, and Christian Sorum puts that one away. Matthias Bernstein currently in Edmonton preparing for the World Tour event there next week. Norway's aim is to have 2 main draw teams and 2 Olympic sides as well, but Sorum makes another point, and from nowhere Norway take a 3-point lead. What a time to take a 3-point run. Pressure now well and truly Brouwer Meeuwsen. They've had the better head-to-head between the 2 teams. There's still so much work to do to take this opener. Well, no need to press the panic button just yet for Brouwer Meeuwsen. It's been a marvellous start to this final. Anders Mol and Christian Sorum. An incredible record already in just 25 events together. There's one from Meeuwsen, who's sided out well so far. 7 wins for the Vikings. This to go number 8 from 25 competitions. Sorum sees everything again and plants it into the sack. How far can this team really go? The Vikings, it's not a fluke anymore if it keeps happening. It happens every week that they're in the final 4. They've won 8 from their last 12 competitions. Could be 9 from 13 today. Consistency from the Vikings, incredible. Sorum, full stretch. Fortunately, the pokey from Anders Mol to no avail. Taking so much space, trying to take as much court as possible. Taking as much of the ball, Andy Mol. Gaps open through the hands, field goal. Brouwer Meeuwsen still alive. That's a rocket of a serve. Mol from the right side, out of system. What an audacious swing that is. The bump set is an absolute worldie from Sorum. But Mol gets after it and brings up set point for the Vikings. Straight down the middle. Meeuwsen siding out to stay in the opening set. Knuckles back to the line as well. Seen sweeping up. Christian Sorum, chance to put this one away. 2 humongous plays in a row from the Beach Volley Vikings mean they take the opening set in their pursuit to retain their title here in Gstaad. Well, well, well. 2 big plays in a row. Sorum sees the line. You give him an inch, he will take a mile. He's got that one in abundance, facing cross court, hammering the line. First set statistics, 21-17. The kills are exactly the same. More blocks from Anders Mol after a great start from Robert Meeuwsen in that area. And the crowd bouncing here. The commentary box actually shaking in Gstaad. Incredible. Well, we have a look at Norway's serving placement here. It's a mixture, really. Brouwer getting the lion's share after the Vikings started on Robert Meeuwsen. Sorum! What a start from the Netherlands. Monstrous stuff here. It's a major block from Meeuwsen to get us underway. Last time these 2 teams met was in Ostrava, the 4-star, just at the start of June. High off the hands again, something that Brouwer will try and enforce the whole way through. And in that game in Ostrava, it was Pool A, and the final set went 28-26 in a final set that should go to 15 normally. Both teams siding out at the end of the tie-break set. Christian Sorum with good vision. Ace from Anders Mol. Although Brouwer and Meeuwsen have the better of the heads-to-head between the 2 teams, Mol and Sorum have won 2 of the last 3, the Vienna Major semi-finals. Potentially for some, the one that really mattered in the head-to-head between these 2 teams. Another one for Mol. diving back into the line. He starts in a position that's very central. And then he can make late moves either way, based on what he sees. He takes the line late, rains down some pain. Short serving, Brouwer trying to hammer again. The block's in the way, but this time it's penetrated and goes out. So that head-to-head record between the two teams is slowly going the way of Sorum as well. Look at this for a spectacle. What a home for beach volleyball here in Switzerland. Another one for Mo. It goes down into the sand. The late moves, the pressure with the hands. Too much to handle for a Brouwer Meeuwsen side who love to hammer the ball. Mole is always waiting. So strong with the inside hand. Not an easy thing to do at all. Mole and Sorum doubling up on the cross court, making blocks. High fives, handshakes from Christian Sorum.
Hands down. Hands up. Hands down.
Well, as we have a look at the passing within that opening set and a half from the Netherlands, haven't really passed as well as they could have done. Service pressure maybe one thing from the Norwegians, but 55% into that in-system zone. The thing about Brouwer Meeuwsen though is they're so physical that they can hit themselves back into rhythm even though they're out of system. Passing really straight this time. Anders Mol there again. Anders Mol making so many blocks. Sorum chases, makes a great bump set, but this time there's an error from Norway, who are looking to get back to the top of the podium. Great shots of jousting from huge height. Christian Sorum from the left side has two looks, takes on Brouwer. Brouwer wins that one, but unfortunately the overpass goes well astray. Anders Mol and Christian Sorum are tied for the fourth fastest team to win 100 FIVB World Tour matches from today. They're joining elite clubs all the time. It took Emmanuel Ricardo 19 losses to win 100 matches. It's another one for Mol though. Lucena Dauhauser took them 24 losses to win 100 World Tour matches as well. And it's exactly the same stat for Sorum and Mol. 24 losses to make 100 wins. In that time, a 23 match win streak earlier on this year. Miss serve. It's just not happening for the Netherlands at this time. Passing in system. Brouwer goes high to the line. It's another error. Surely Norway here are going for gold medal number 8 in what has just been a fairy tale in the last year for this team. Both teams an absolute credit to this sport, but now the Beach Volley Vikings becoming superstars in their own country and taking the sport with them. Another miss serve. If they do take the gold here, you have to give them immense credit for the amount of competitions they are playing. always making the Final Four as well when playing at the weekends. Burnout not a key for this team, and they're not burning out here. Anders Mol with another sharp, steep, scary angle. Just watch in awe. Try and dig that one. No chance at all. Straight down the middle, taking the angles away from Brouwer Meeuwsen by serving the centre. It's a chip to the angle. This time from the right side, Christian Sorum gets really smart. Comes from a strong volleyball in pedigree. As does Anders Mol. The Vikings very much a close-knit community for sure. Goes through the hands again. Almost takes the head of Anders Mol off there, Robert Meeuwsen. This week, the Vikings led by Kevin Bernstein, head coach of this competition, but the father of Anders Mol, also the head coach of the Beach Volley Vikings, coach of the year from the FIVB last year, announced at the World Championships last week. Not here this week though. Brouwer staying at home in Norway. Bernstein taking on the head role, and it looks as if it might happen twice in a row for this trio in Gstaad. Happy hunting ground for the Vikings. Challenge. Netherlands need every point they can get. Netherlands, as mentioned previously, led at the moment by Reinde in the middle. It's a great challenge. Let's is called by the looks of it down there on centre court. The sun shining here. 6-point game. Brouwer needing to serve the Netherlands back into this one. Sorum just pops it into a really good zone considering it was such a hard serve. How many times do we see Christian Sorum just make incredible decisions based on what he sees? Simple stuff that he worked on from a young age with father Espen. His brother Alex also winning a European age group title with Anders Mol. But this is all about what he sees. Multiple looks at the court. Opens up, can go either way and just blasts it to the line because that's where the space is. That's how Christian Sorum rolls in this game. That's what we're playing for. The cowbells are now something that every player on the World Tour aspires to win. But that one there, that's the money maker. It'll be interesting to know where the Beach Volley Vikings are putting all of the trophies that they're winning on the FIVB World Tour. They must be running out of space. Serving to the centre. Tactic used so much nowadays in beach volleyball to take away the sharp attacks of the opposition. That's impressive again though from Brouwer Meeuwsen. again, attacking to the centre of the court, something we've seen so much because Anders Mol making late moves either side. For Brouwer Meeuwsen, they're siding out fairly well at the moment, but what they do block defence-wise. You go on Christian Sorum, he sees everything and he scores. And every time they plant the ball on Mol, he does that. Once again, struggling with the pass, but that's Brouwer Meeuwsen. If they were a package that you sold, hitting sharp angles would be their consistent trademark. Vikings in system again, no matter what they do. Brouwer Meeuwsen decide to jump into the angle, defend the line on the soft shot, because Andy Mol has hit 3 or 4 spectacular swings hitting cross court. Not a bad decision from the Netherlands, but the vision now from Mol is good, and he drops it short. Meeuwsen running the ball around a little bit more, trying to move. The block defense is working. They're stressed, the Vikings. Second time of asking. They build through the rally, put the ball away. Dazzling work for the Netherlands. The team look on nervously.
Robert, 10-16.
Vikings have passed really well as of late. As soon as the ball is in that front third of the court, the side-out percentage of any team flourishes. It really does. Kick from Sorum, strong, moving the ball around as much as possible. Frustrating. Sorum and Mol, they both look to the referee for a potential handling fault, but it's not given. Four needed for Norway to replicate Ricardo and Emmanuel. Running out of words to describe the angles that Anders Mol can hit from anywhere on court. Three now needed, one back for Brouwer. Celebrations for them. Another miss serve from Brouwer Meeuwsen. 2 left for Norway. It's a young career, 25 World Tour events. This team have just been playing together since 2016. Anders Mol, 22 years old. Sorum, 23. Another miss serve. Anders Mol, it's his 13th World Tour final. For Christian Sorum, it's his 12th World Tour final. And they're looking for win number 8. In such a short career, the future for this pairing is already written in the stars. A double touch for Anders Mol, who looks away. He doesn't want to look to the referee and complain, just in case a punishment follows. Calms down, comes back, then discusses it with the referee. Still so much for Brouwer Meeuwsen to do as another one goes astray. The crowd here in Gstaad rise to their feet for the beach volley Vikings. To the inside, wider player looking to try and challenge the block. That's exactly what they do. Run it wide and beat the feet and the hands of Andy Mock. Second match point to win this competition 2 years in a row. What an achievement this would be for the Vikings. Christian Sorum puts the ball away. And for Norway and Anders Mol and Christian Sorum, they're the second team to win back-to-back golds in Gstaad, emulating Emmanuel and Ricardo in 2005 and 2006. It's just their 25th competition together, their 8th gold medal, and after a 3rd place last week in the World Championships in Hamburg, it's another victory for the beach volley Vikings. For Brouwer and Meeuwsen, this was the nail in the coffin for them, but they have put in a performance here in Gstaad to be really, really proud of. Their first Final Four since January, but they're still looking for their first win since May 2018 in Huntington Beach. Sorum and Mol are back to the top of the FIVB World Tour podium. 2 wins in Gstaad in 2 years. Hugs all round, and rightfully so. The present and the future of beach volleyball have done it again. Disappointment for Brouwer and Meeuwsen, but the future is also looking brighter for them after a turbulent 2018 and 19. But there are the match statistics: 2-0, 7 blocks for Mol, key after making 9 in the semi-final. More errors from Brouwer and Meeuwsen, more service errors as well. We talked about their serving being a key component of this game, missing 9 in 2 sets, probably not where it needed to be. We look to go down court side to hear from the beach volley Vikings.
Anders and Christian, impressive. 2nd victory, 2nd gold medal here in Gstaad with 6 straight wins here this year. It's your 6th medal in a row. I'm nearly speechless.
I'm speechless too. I don't know what we're doing, but this is unbelievable. Thank you so much.
How was it to keep the level such high after the World Champs in Hamburg, physically, but also in the head?
It's been difficult, but we have been working hard together, also together with the team. We have prepared good for every match, and we played, I think, the best match in the final. Brouwer Meeuwsen did such a good tournament, and I'm just super happy with this victory.
After a victory, a lot of people say, yes, of course, this tournament, it's so special. But after 2 victories, after 2 gold medals, after 2 cowbells, it should be really special here in Gstaad. We love you, Gstaad! Thank you so much. Can we see something more from your skills here on the center court? What do you think?
One last time.
One more time. Ihr wisst, was das heißt. Let's get ready, Gstaad. One more time. Beach Volleyball Vikings. The stage is yours.
For those who don't know, Anders Mol loves doing the backflip here, but first the Viking clap with the crowd and Christian Sorum. The Vikings love Gstaad. Winning here last year, the fans love the Vikings. Huge from Anders Mol. Christian Sorum with an equally impressive backside roly-poly. The Vikings are on fire and they're having fun dominating the world of beach volleyball. Well, there we have it. The scores are settled. 6 medals in a row for the beach volley Vikings. 9 golds in 13 events. Incredible stuff for the youngsters from Norway. Their future so bright.